comfortable seat on your back, and we'll just go ahead and get started today. So you're just laying on your back. If you'd like to take a reclining bound angle pose, you're going to bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to the side. I realize that most of us probably don't have blocks, so if that's the case, you could even just rest your hands underneath your thighs for a little bit of support, or if you have a t-shirt or a towel or a sweatshirt, you could also place that underneath your thigh as well. But tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. If that's not available to you, you can just extend your legs out. Walking the shoulder blades underneath you, opening up the chest, and just letting the palms be up. And then allowing the eyes to close or lowering the gaze here. And then just take a few moments to notice your breathing. So without changing or modifying your breath in any way, just start to notice where you feel the breath and the quality of your breath. And then if you'd like, I invite you to place one hand over your heart center and one hand over your low belly, and just start to once again observe your breath. So kind of noticing which hand moves first or more, noticing the location of your breath. And then I want you to do your best to shift the breath low into the belly hand. So when we start to breathe using our belly, we're really allowing and promoting that air exchange to occur lower down at the base of the lungs. So I want you to think about breathing in to the belly hand for a count of 3, and then exhaling for a count of 3. Really just allowing the belly to expand as you inhale, and as you exhale, just drawing the navel into the spine. So for those of you that just joined, we're starting on our backs today. You can take reclining bound angle pose if you'd like, or any other just resting restorative pose of your choice. I'm just working through some belly breathing here, bringing ourselves into the space this afternoon. And as you continue to breathe, I want you to gently lengthen both parts of the breath. So think about inhaling maybe now for 4 to 5 counts. And try your best to make your exhale just as long. I want you to think about drawing in a sense of peace into your body. And as you exhale, think about releasing or letting go of worry or fear. So today I stumbled across the actual definition for the word resilience. I think this is pretty important during this time. So resilience is defined as the ability to become strong, healthy, or successful again after something bad happens. So I think by coming to your mat today, you're already moving past that which you cannot control and moving towards that which you can control. By practicing yoga today, you're seeking out a sense of wellness, you're seeking out strength, and you're seeking out good health, both in your body and your mind. You're able to work on your mat to discover your own resilience and noticing how you're able to be resilient through this time, this difficult time. So continuing to breathe into the belly. Think about letting go of what you cannot control. Focusing on what you can control. So moving our bodies, dedicating this time for self-care is one step in the right direction towards really working towards being resilient during this time period. So as you breathe deeply, I want you to set an intention or a dedication for your practice today. So something that's resonating with you, something that's meaningful to you. Whatever that is, bring that into your heart. Breathe deeply into that intention for the next 2 or 3 breath cycles. And really do your best to stay connected to that intention as you practice today. We'll take 2 cleansing breaths here. So you're going to inhale deeply through the nose and exhale with an open mouth. Big, heavy exhale, like a heavy sigh, really letting everything go. And we'll do that one more time. A nice deep breath in through the nose. Nice big exhale through an open mouth. And then when you feel ready, just keeping your arms down at your sides, go ahead and start to put the soles of the feet on the mat. And you're going to take your arms up either to a T or to goalpost arms. And then I want you to move your feet out wide so they're kind of hitting the long edges of your mat. We're going to start to windshield wiper the legs to either side. So you can do this with your eyes opened or closed. We'll take a breath in with our knees up to the ceiling or the sky, and as you exhale, let your legs fall to the left side. If it's available to you, take your gaze to the right. Inhale, bring your knees back to center, and exhale, drop your knees to the right side, gaze to the left. Inhale, flowing with your breath, knees up. Exhale, drop them to the left, gaze to the right. So just moving with the pace of your breath. You don't always have to be in sync or in line with me. Just kind of do what feels good for you. Starting to invite some movement into the spine and the hips. And remember, everything is an invitation. So if you just want to sit on your mat in child's pose or another resting pose, or maybe in Shavasana today, if that's what your body needs, you're perfectly welcome to do that. So we'll take one more time towards either side here, just allowing the hips and the legs to rotate, gently moving the head and neck. Doing your best to stay present here on your mat. And then we'll slowly bring the knees back up to the center. Go ahead and toe heel your feet back in so they're about hips distance apart. This time bring your arms down at your sides. So we're going to move into an active bridge pose. So on your inhale, you're going to lift your hips and sweep your arms up over your head. As you exhale, you're going to hold. As you inhale, if it's available to you, you're going to try extending one leg. If not, you're just going to keep both feet down. As you exhale, release, breathe in, and then exhale, release everything back down. So one more time, inhale, float your hips, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hold. Inhale, straighten the opposite leg, keeping both hips lifted. Inhale, release the leg. Exhale, lower everything down. Good, we're going to do that a few more times. So inhale, float the hips and the arms overhead. Exhale, hold. Inhale, left leg floats. Exhale, hold. Inhale, release the leg. Exhale, lower arms and hips. Good, inhale, float your hips, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hold. Inhale, extend your right leg. Exhale, hold. Inhale, release the leg. Exhale, lower everything down. Good, take a little breather here. This time I want you to move into reclining pigeon variations. You're going to take a figure 4 stretch, left over right. And just allow that left leg to kind of drop out to the side here. So we're going to take a variation of bridge pose next. So this time as you inhale, maintaining that figure 4 position, you're going to float your hips up. So press into that right leg, float your hips nice and high, We're going to pause and stay here for 2 breaths. And then as you exhale, release your hips down. Go ahead and draw the legs into the chest, grasping behind your right thigh, and just kind of massage out that low back a little bit. I'm just continuing to breathe, feeling some length into the hips. And then release the legs back down. So same side, keeping that left leg in that figure 4 position. Use your inhale to bridge up one more time, pressing into that right leg. Keeping your arms down, the chest is open, the chin is lifted. Continuing to breathe. As you exhale, lower the hips and draw the legs into the chest. And then just rock gently from side to side. Just releasing the hips here. And then go ahead and uncross the legs. So setting both legs back down. Next, we're going to take the second side. So you'll cross right over left. Allow the right leg to drop out to the side. As you inhale, press into your left foot. Lift your hips up. If it feels good to you, walk those shoulder blades underneath you a little bit. So feeling that activation around the left glute. Allowing that right knee to be out. Good, go ahead and lower down. On an exhale, draw the legs in, reclining pigeon pose. And just shift your weight slightly, just gently rocking a little bit. Add some movement into your ankles or your knee. Good, we'll do that one more time. So left leg sets back down on the mat, arms down at your sides. Inhale, find this variation of bridge pose and pause and hold. Keep pressing firmly into that left foot, both sides of the hips lifted. Good, as you exhale, release, draw everything in, reclining pigeon pose. A little bit of rocking here from side to side. Good, go ahead and uncross the legs, set the feet back down. Actually, I lied, bring your legs to 90 degrees at the hips and the knees, and then this time I want you to take your hands back behind your head. So be mindful to not interlace them, just keep your fingers spread nice and wide, open the chest and shoulders. So you're holding your legs at 90 degrees at the knees and at the hips. Pull the belly in, so your back should be flat against your mat. Then bring your hands back behind your head. We're gonna move into a yogic bicycle here. So if you haven't done this before, you're gonna cross your right shoulder over to your left knee as the other leg extends. So on an exhale, we'll cross right shoulder to left knee as we lower the right leg. Then we're gonna inhale, come back to center, and exhale, left shoulder, right knee. Inhale, 90-90. Exhale, right shoulder, left knee. Inhale, 90-90. Exhale, switch. So notice we're moving slowly and mindfully here. Right shoulder, left knee. Come back to center. Your back is flat against the mat. Then switch sides. Good, we're gonna do that 2 more times, crossing, extending. If it's too challenging, just don't straighten that lowering leg as far. Come back to center, good. Release the upper body, but keep your legs bent. So legs are bent, legs are lifted. From this position, I want you to keep your arms down at your sides. As you exhale, lift your trunk up. So bringing your shoulder blades and your head off the mat. So this is a low boat pose variation. If it's available to you and you can keep your back against the mat, you're gonna try extending your legs out. So this is our low boat pose. If that doesn't work for you, you're gonna keep your legs at 90-90. So legs are either straight, back against the mat, or 90-90, good. And then as you exhale, I want you to round up, come up to sitting, high boat variation. So you're gonna sit nice and tall, hinge back, float your palms up, keep your chest lifted. If you want to make this more challenging, you're gonna float one or both legs and one or both arms. You might just stay right here. Be mindful to not collapse through your low back. So keep breathing and hold. You should feel some sort of activation in your midsection here. Good, take one more breath in. As you exhale, release, stretch up nice and tall. Good, we're gonna come to a comfortable seated position now. So you can extend both of your legs out just momentarily. Take a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, I want you to take your left leg and either work it towards your right inner thigh or your right hip crease. So this is our half lotus pose variation. You know, some people that are really flexible can sit with both their legs towards the other hip crease. Not gonna do that today unless you want to, you can. But you're gonna bring your left foot towards your right hip crease or perhaps just your right inner thigh. So sit nice and tall, pull the toes back on the straight leg. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, leading with your chest, you're gonna hinge forward. So feeling a little bit of length into the back of the hamstring, relaxing the hip on the left leg. So that leg that's bent, working on a little bit of opening there. Keep breathing. Good, inhale, start to bring your trunk back up. Exhale, extend that cross leg out. Bring your hands just underneath your shoulders here for staff pose. And I want you to press into the mat a little bit. So think about, instead of your shoulders being up towards your ears, think about pressing into your hands, lifting your chest, almost like you're gonna lift your butt just gently off the mat. So you're kind of opening your heart, maybe lift your chin up a little bit, starting to feel some activation around the shoulder girdles. Good, take one more breath in here. As you exhale, release. This time we're gonna take our right leg, cross it to that left hip crease or left inner thigh. Sit nice and tall for that half lotus pose variation. On an exhale, you're gonna hinge forward, working towards lowering your head towards your knee, moving in that direction. Continuing to breathe as you hold. Try to let that knee that's bent kind of relax and fall out to the side of the mat here. Continuing to breathe, maybe rotating that extended leg, ankle, or foot if that feels good. Then when you're ready, inhale, draw the trunk back up, and exhale, release. We're gonna come to tabletop briefly and then walk the hands forward and tuck the toes under, press back to downward facing dog. So as you come to your first down dog today, I want you to pedal out the feet a little bit. Just invite some movement into the legs.